Divorced, single mum to 3 children at the age of 34. The stigma that single mums still get is something I just cannot fathom. I am struggling to understand this dating game. I used to think that my life ended the day that my marriage did. I was a newly single mum of 3, terrified and exhausted. Healing post-separation and divorce is not always pretty. More often than not, it's downright ugly. It's more about survival than empowerment. It has been the most challenging, humbling period of my entire life. On this journey, I have met the most broken version of myself. I have been to depths lower than I ever thought possible. So I've dipped my toe back into the dating world. Honestly, I feel like I'm learning a new language.
By the way, guys, stay till the end because there is a very interesting video at the end that I want you to see.
For context, I haven't dated since the times where you ask someone out over MSN or Bebo. Now we have ghosting, situationships, breadcrumbing. Dating in this day and age feels like a disaster movie. Still trying to pluck up the courage to even go on these dates. All I can say is thank goodness for the TikTok dating advice wisdom and some panicked ChatGPT questions when this language barrier just gets too much. Does anyone have any words of wisdom, advice, tips? Because
never get dating advice from TikTok.
Your girl needs them. So, how does a socially awkward, anxious girly who's terrified of the apps and doesn't go out actually meet someone? Or am I just destined to collect cats? Collect cats.
You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I really want a boyfriend. But that means I won't ever experience a 2-man ever again.
Why am I still meeting men in their 30s, pushing 40, and they're like, I'm not ready to have a girlfriend yet. I'm not ready for a surgery. What are you waiting for?
Ma'am, they're not ready to have a relationship with you.
Your girlfriend to be born?
Getting a train ran on me has honestly lost its appeal. Like, I used to love getting blown out by an entire friend group, but as of lately, I've been more into one-on-one quality time.
Guess who cried on her birthday because her situationship said, and I quote, "Why do you need me to say happy birthday to you? I didn't even realize it was a big deal."
I don't get it. What's up with her voice?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Women will do anything they can to keep other women from having good sex. And the less attractive the woman is, the more she will try to keep her friend from having sex. The problem is you guys are thinking about yourselves and you're not thinking about when you've been out and had a less attractive friend stepping on your dick when you're trying to go home with some dude. That
It happened to me so many times,
happens all the time. If there were 1 million men listening to me right now and have them raise your hand, guys, is it the ugly one who steps on your dick and tries to keep you from getting laid? All of them would jump up. It is a universal experience of men.
Hey fellas, do you know if there's a coffee shop around here? I'm so...
It would, it'd be on this street. Yeah, go make a left right here.
Up in the club looking fly in the muff. My team hide in the muff. Walk around the club like...
It's the Vatican, I have to take it.
Okay.
Holy Father! Yes! Oh, thank you, Father. Oh, yes.
I'm like genuinely the most
My mom, when I show her the guy I'm in love with.
average mid-looking thing ever. Like, I don't understand your new generation of like what you find good looking. He's like 1 of 100.
If you're in a relationship, you gotta find somebody exactly like you. This opposites attract shit.
You don't believe it?
It's bullshit. Opposites attract? It's so stupid. No. 2 opposite people together, of course they're gonna fight.
I think the...
You have to have the same morals, you have to have the same values, and you have to want the same things from life for the relationship or the marriage to last.
The advantage though is you get a dynamic. You know, you have someone that disagrees with you.
Oh no, it's the worst. You want to disagree all the time? That's terrible. When I was married before, I used to argue.
See, he's a young kid and he actually thinks he wants somebody to disagree with him.
With my ex-wife, I'd be like,
this is why I'm making these videos. I know I don't have a lot of young people watching me, but at least the ones that do, learn something from this and avoid making the same mistakes as I did or other people did.
I don't want to do that. And then you're dead right there. You're done.
What if you don't want to do it though?
Well, then you don't be with that person. I'm telling you, that's the secret.
You really think that that's the secret?
It took me 49 years. I figured it out. I met my fiance in July. I got engaged in December. We're the same person. We agree on everything. She says, you want to do something? I say yes. That's it.
Don't you think that women would make better dating coaches than men?
Well,
No,
you know,
never.
you don't ask the fish how to catch fish, you ask the fisherman. 9 out of 10 times when I ask a woman what she wants, and then I look at the last 10 guys there's no correlation. Like, she says she wants this nice guy, she says she wants a guy that's very responsive and that he's never gonna cheat and all these things, and then they're like,
Yeah, and emotionally intelligent, and then they sleep with the bad boy.
like a tattooed bartender that has, you know, cheated and done all this shit. What triggers attraction a lot of times is not the things that they want. And like jealousy, for instance, like no woman would say like, oh, I want a guy to make me feel jealous, but they would respond positively to that. Like every woman would respond positively to knowing that a guy has other options.
Things that I don't care about. Have you ever noticed that pretty women are much more common than handsome men?
Hey guys, let's dispel this myth that all women are beautiful and all men are ugly. Just look at this study. Body image perceptions. Ideal versus average. The perception ideal female body is often described as 5'5", weighing between 121 pounds to 130 pounds, with a waist size of 25 to 26 inches. Okay, now let's see the US average physical characteristics for women. Height, 5'4", weight 170 pounds, waist circumference 38.7 inches, dress size 16 to 18. So how can you say that there are more beautiful women than men when the average woman doesn't even come close to what men actually want, to the ideal size that men like?
I dare you to go out and you will see that there's plenty of attractive women, but it's much more rare to see a good-looking guy.
No, their perception is morphed because of social media, because they swipe on social media and every woman they see on there is beautiful because that's what the algorithms push. Beautiful women. But that's not the average woman. It's not.
Not to get deep, but could it be because society puts way much more pressure on women to look good? Makeup, skincare, fashion, plastic surgery, some of the biggest industries out there, and they're
Because that's what men value. They value beauty and youth. What do women value? A provider, money. So men have a lot of pressure put on them by society to make money, to make something of themselves, to have a career.
targeted mostly towards women. Men, on the other hand, they've realized they can simply just rely on natural charm, humor, money, or simply just vibes.
Ma'am, on the last 10 dates you went on, with 10 different men, how many of them are you still talking to them? Oh, none. Well, why? Because they all had vibes and charm and charisma and humor. Oh, that's not enough to get a woman. You don't actually know what you need to do in order to get a woman. They all think it's so easy. Oh, just take a woman to a restaurant and have manners and be polite and it will all be okay. Okay, ma'am, so why are you still single? Why are there so many women out there complaining about men, including you? Why, if it's so simple, why aren't all of you married? Why? We're just going to skip this video because it's very stupid.
And I'm going to hold your guys' hand when I say this because I know I'm going to sound like a bitch when I do. Women, you guys need to stop being so desperate. I will meet men and they'll be like, oh yeah, I have 2 kids. Who the fuck gave you 2 kids? Who decided to birth your children?
True. I totally agree with her. Who is giving this woman the time of day? Who is buying her flowers? Who is buying her gifts? Who is taking her to dinner? Stop being simps. I totally agree. How desperate can you be, my guy? Stop it.
I was at a friend's birthday party, and this girl I'd never met before comes up to me. She's like, so do you have a family? And I was like, yeah, I have a family. Why? I was like, what's up? And she was like, oh, nice. How many kids do you have? And I was like, oh, no, I don't have kids. And she was like, oh, but you have a partner? And I was like, no. She was like, oh, well, that's what I meant by family. I was like, what a fun way to learn that I don't have a family. I was like, I gotta go make some calls to my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece, and...
Okay, so she's just trying to cope with the fact that she doesn't have a husband and kids. Okay.
So you're saying it's okay to say that you men?
Yes, but there's no violence that is going to come from me saying that.
Of course there is.
I don't believe that. I just don't agree.
Does that mean it's okay then to say it as long as we can't measure in any way that a violent occurrence happens from it?
There's no way to know, but I mean, I told you I have. I'm changing my viewpoints.
So since there's no way to know, and we can't empirically demonstrate it, then how can you even say you're punching up?
Because there's just generations of men being the same way towards women. So when I joke about, I hate men,
how would you demonstrate it when you say to me that there's no possible way that we could empirically measure whether or not me making a comment...
I agree with you.
Yeah, so then how is it even punching up, really?
It's such a literal joke.
What's the joke?
It's just...
It's a joke to her that she says she hates men, of course.
It's unserious. Like, you're not going to be like, I hate women unless you're just an incel. Like, you know what I mean?
Have you considered the possibility that you're a very toxic female?
Yes, I do. I consider myself toxic.
Okay.
I have a lot of toxic traits.
I hate to say it, like, I'm not even kidding you guys. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Ain't nobody about to love you down like a white man. Everyone's wondering why brown girls and Asian girls...
Guys, did you see it? Let me rewind so you can see it better. That's a professional camera, and that's a ring light that is pointing towards her bed, guys. So she's not making TikTok videos because she's now making TikTok videos and she's using her phone. She doesn't need that camera. So what do you think she's doing with that camera? Only seems. But she's giving advice on TikTok. Okay.
Men always assume this, and I, for the life of me, do not understand. Anytime my friend and I invite guys to come to our singles events, they always assume that it's going to be 80% majority men. Like, they'll be like, oh, like, I think it's going to be a sausage fest. Like, I think...
No, we don't think that. We've seen a lot of videos, I've shown you a lot of TikToks, where we see that only women go to such events. There are very few men at the events.
I think I speak for most guys when I say, like, we're not going to come because it's all going to be other guys. That's not the case, ever. Like, I've gone to multiple singles events. I'm hosting singles events now myself. In every situation, it's majority women. And they're all really cool, fun, attractive women.
Yes, ma'am, but for you, they're cool and attractive and fun. Not for a man. That's why men don't come to these events, because it's not worth it.
New York, women here, in my personal experience, they are very willing to sign up for events. They're willing to put in effort to make connections with people, both platonic and romantic.
If you are on dating apps, actually, if you're not, you probably don't even want to hear this. You might not even understand it. But if you are on dating apps,
okay,
specifically, and you're a male, you might want to listen up. If a female likes your profile first, I can only speak for Hinge and maybe Raya, but if a female likes your profile first and you think, oh yes, I want to match, therefore you want to like her profile back, effectively she has made the first move. She has made the first approach. So if we look at this in terms of like face to face, generally speaking, girls don't make the first move if you was to meet like out in a bar or wherever. So it's already a bit, for me, being quite old school, unnatural. So if she has made the first move, and obviously you've agreed that you want to make the match and you want to like her back, and you don't say anything, immediately for me, unmatch. If you're just going to match, right, I've already liked your profile, you've liked mine back,
Ma'am, what you don't understand is that most men swipe right on almost all women. They don't even look at their profile. They just want to have a lot of chances to go on dates, to talk to women. The more swipes he gives, the more chances he has.
But you're not going to be like, not even like, hi, how are you? Nothing. You're just going to like my profile.
Plus one more thing, guys. In order for a woman to swipe right on you first, just think about it, how good looking that guy is. He probably has a lot of options. She doesn't even realize this because she said it herself. She's old school. So she's not going to like any old random profile. He must be extremely good looking or has a lot of money or something. And that guy is in very high demand, ma'am. Maybe that's why he's not texting you, because he doesn't care.
Profile back, so we've matched now, so we are able to communicate. But now you're also waiting for me to start the conversation first. No. Just hard no.
We say we want strong men until they show it. Then it's aggression. We say we want vulnerable men until they break down, and then they're weak. So what do you actually want? Because right now it feels like men are set up to fail no matter what they do. You're not allowed to struggle. You're not allowed to complain. You're not allowed to feel lonely, broke, anxious, overwhelmed, because you're a man. Get over it. When did we decide that silence was strength? That suffering in isolation made someone worthy of respect? Let's talk about the 80-20 rule, where 80% of women desire the top 20% of men.
All women, 100% of them want the top 20% of guys.
And they swipe, match, flirt, sleep with, and settle for.
Okay, guys, so this is one of the problems that I've seen with women. I know that if all of a sudden a Victoria's Secret model contacts me, I know something's up. I know there is something wrong with it, and I'm not falling for it. I wouldn't even give the time of day to have a conversation with a woman like that. I know she wants something from me, like trying to scam me, money, something. But with women, even if she's a 5 and a celebrity contacts her, she still thinks she has a chance. Even if it's not for relationships, it's just for sex. She can't even imagine that somebody like that is contacting her for a scam or to get her money or something like that.
We have been together for 4 years. We have 2 kids, and he has worked so hard to provide everything we could ever ask for. He's a very good man, and he works very hard to give us a good life, which I really appreciate him for. But recently, it just feels like I am existing in the marriage alone. I thought marrying a rich man would be great, but apart from being a provider, my husband is a very boring man. I look at my friends' love lives, and it's just very much interesting compared to mine.
So if he works hard and provides for the family, and he's rich, and she has everything that she needs, is not okay because he's boring. He's not Superman, he's Clark Kent. So she doesn't like Clark Kent because he's boring.
They are not rich like us, but their husbands still create time for them to go out, go on vacations and have fun. But my husband never does any of it. And
yeah, that's why he has money, because he works all the time and saves the money. He doesn't go on vacations or to dinner each night. That's how he got rich.
anytime I bring it up to him, he just says, if that's what I want, then that's what we will do. But that pisses me off even more because I don't want to be...
Because he doesn't read your mind. And you want Clark Kent to be actually Superman and also read your mind. And because he doesn't read your mind and he asks you like a normal being, like a normal human, what do you want? If that's what you want, okay, we'll do it. It's not okay because they're delusional.
Be the one to tell him what to do. I want him to do it because he wants to, and I want him to surprise me with something to at least make our marriage romantic and interesting. He tells me he is working so we will have stability. He says I should be grateful for what we have, but I keep wondering if I'm supposed to be grateful for a life I don't even enjoy. And sometimes I try to think that maybe it's because we are both from different generations, because he is 46 and I am 24, but it doesn't help. I just need some guidance because I want to know if this is a phase in marriage that ends up passing, because I don't think I am ready to spend the rest of my life like this.
Yeah, guys, this is another thing. When you're 46 and you get with a woman that is in her 20s, she wants to have fun. She doesn't want to do the boring stuff. She will regret this if she divorces the guy at 30-something, 34, in 10 years. She will want to do the boring things, but she won't have a man to do those boring things with. But she will want that. But when you get with a woman in her 20s, because I'm sure before they got married, they've been in a relationship for some years. So maybe when they met, she was 20, 21, 22. You can't expect to be in a relationship with a 22-year-old woman and still have the same boring life and still do the same things that you normally do at 46. Because she's not like that, my guy. She has a different mindset. 20 years difference is a lot, my guy. You should have known that from the start. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one.